Hi, welcome in. Hamish Taylor here with a quick video just to explain why percentages on the back of your supplement pot is often way more than you think you need. So we're going to dive into this in a moment, but quick disclaimer before we start and then we can get going. There it is. Read it at your leisure. So RDA, DV percentage and RNI. These stand for recommended daily amount, daily values and recommended nutrient intake. Now these are all recommended from a government-based, and I don't mean that in a negative way from a government point of view, but a central government point of view, as the amount that's required based on this key metric to stop the deficiency of that disease occurring. And it is based on statistics, which is why I've drawn this bell-shaped curve here to help us understand that and then understand what you want to do to get your nutrition supplement-wise right. So we've got this distribution curve here. This represents the entire population. And let's take vitamin C as an example, because vitamin C is a good example of this, and most of people have heard of this. Vitamin C, incredibly important, and most people know that if you don't have enough vitamin C in your body over time, you will get a disease called scurvy. And that is easily solved once you get your vitamin C back up to speed, although you can't put the teeth back in your face if they've fallen out, which is not good, obviously. So vitamin C. If we take the center line here and we go 2 standard deviations below and 2 standard deviations above, the amount of vitamin C in the UK is usually recommended at about 60 milligrams per day. And that is worked out at 60 milligrams with a simple understanding that if you go from 0 up to 2 standard deviations above, that covers 97.5% of the population. And that will mean that if 97.5% of the population takes 60 milligrams of vitamin C, they won't get clinical signs of scurvy. 2.5% will, but that's why 6 is given as the recommended nutrient intake or the daily value percentage on your supplement pot. Now, if you think that not getting clinical signs of scurvy and that you hope you're in the 97.5% and you think that's the right amount of vitamin C for your day, you probably aren't even watching this video. Clearly, not getting the clinical signs of a disease is not the right amount of nutrients to take. So what is? And this is the same for all supplements, all nutrients, whether it's magnesium, vitamin D, it could be vitamin C, D, E, K, it doesn't really matter. They'll all have those measures. Some of the herbs obviously don't, because that's not quite the same, but all the vitamins and minerals will have this. So what's the recommended amount? Well, that does depend on the individual. But vitamin C is extremely important for holding a lot of your collagen together, has a huge role to play in your immune system, obviously. And the problem with vitamin C is often, what I often describe in clinic as a bit of a victim of its own success. You heard about it, first of all, when you were probably 5 or 6 years old, that it wasn't really a food, but it was sort of good for you and it was in oranges. And that's about as good as it got. But vitamin C, yes, often in some supplements with a whole load of sweeteners and things like that. I'm not going to name any brands here, but do be careful with your effervescent vitamin C's, because they usually come with a lot of flavors, a lot of artificial sweeteners just to make it tolerable. But keeping it super simple, vitamin C is a water-soluble vitamin and it needs to be taken regularly. And as a very simple baseline, you want to be looking at about 500 milligrams twice a day with lots of fluid. Now, if you have any risk of kidney stones, then you do want to be careful taking levels above 2,000 milligrams a day. And there is plenty of information out there about vitamin C, but this video isn't about mega dose of vitamin C. It's about helping you understand why, if you were to take 500 milligrams of vitamin C, clearly this is going to start showing up as huge percentages above the daily value or the RNI amount. And so don't be concerned about that. But if you are, then speak to your functional medicine practitioner to make sure that you are taking the right amount. And remember, not that I need to remind you, that not having the clinical signs of a deficiency disease is clearly not going to be enough vitamin C or whatever it might be for you to optimize you. So I hope that's been helpful. Do let me know down below in the comments, and we'll see you next time.